And welcome back. As Americans continue to prioritize their health and explore emerging food trends, hot topics surrounding protein, gluten, and dairy intake are actually taking center stage. Now, according to recent insights from leading dairy-free brands, 68% of U.S. adults are considering trying dairy-free products in the new year, with 36% of those surveyed saying more information about health benefits could convince them to go dairy-free for about a month. So joining us now, and she's a seasoned recipe developer and holistic private chef, Jane Olivia. And we thank you, Jane, for being with us. And Jane, I got to ask the question. More and more people, as we see it, as I said, are going to this dairy-free option. And the reason is why?
Well, first of all, thank you, Darren, so much for having me. I would say that the reason people are looking to maybe change up their dairy intake and also the long list of other things that they're thinking about, the gluten and the other inflammatory foods, I think Americans are kind of waking up to the reality that our food intake is not exactly what we thought it was. There's so many hidden ingredients, additives, sugar, things like that to our food that we might not even know about.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about the trends, because what trends are we seeing right now, given the fact that people are becoming more dairy-free?
Well, as you said, about 68% of Americans are looking to try something dairy free in the new year. And we call those people dairy free curious. So they're interested in what the life of being dairy free or trying some dairy free products might be. And we have some really easy ways to just kind of sample them into your diet and see how they fit in, how they taste, and how they would work in your favorite recipes.
So Jane, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Talk to me a bit about some dairy-free recipes. I know that's your specialty. If you had
Yeah.
some recommendations, what would you tell us?
Definitely. So I love what I have in front of me is a beautiful spread of some dairy-free options for you. We have this beautiful grazing board, which would be great for the big game or any sort of events coming up. We have a variety of some dairy-free dips from Kite Hill. They have a fantastic dairy-free line of some of your favorite dairy alternatives. So we have a tzatziki and a French onion dip, great for the boards with chips and pretzels, crackers, veggies, things like that. And then if you're a breakfast person, we have some Belgian waffles here, which you can mix in some Greek yogurt. The dairy-free Greek yogurt has 15 grams of protein per serving, so it'll give it a little boost, keep you fuller for longer. And then we have some breakfast sandwiches. So we have some dairy-free cream cheese on those. They have three different flavors. They have a plain, a chive, and a garden veggie, which would go with any of your toppings on your favorite breakfast sandwich.
You know, the only reason I don't like doing these segments is because the more I talk to you, the more hungrier I get at the moment. And, but I just got to sit here and grin and bear it. Okay, but talk to me about some myths if possible, because when you talk about going dairy-free, yes, more and more people are doing it. But we know that there are also people who have an aversion, and that aversion is tied to myths and stereotypes. So let's try to debunk a couple of those. What are the things that you hear
Mm-hmm.
that you would love to just clear up?
Yeah, so a lot of people say that they can't find any protein in their dairy-free options, which I have found it is very difficult to find a high protein dairy-free option. And as more Americans are looking to boost their protein intake, that has become more important. Protein's super important for a healthy lifestyle. But their Greek yogurt is fabulous. No sugar, whole 30 approved, so no bad ingredients or anything, and 15 grams of protein per serving. So that's fantastic. That's a great option. You can integrate that into baking, your savory cooking, and then also just use it as a regular Greek yogurt alternative, like with berries and things. I also think that one of the things that people say is that there's bad ingredients. These don't have there's low sugar, no harmful chemicals or artificial flavors or anything, only made with whole real food. The base is almonds. So as long as you can eat nuts, you are good to go. There's no weird chemicals. I think a lot of people think that the dairy-free cheeses and spreads have all these like bad chemicals in them because they're not real. But if you look down the dairy aisle, the dairy ingredients aren't that good. So I think these are a better alternative overall.
Well, the talk around America right now is about the price of increased food costs, grocery costs, people can afford, what people can't afford. But this is really a situation that a lot of people contend with. But when we deal with this matter of, dairy free, some are concerned about cost. Talk to us about some budget friendly options, or if it's actually cost friendly at all.
Definitely. So I would say that the dairy-free products typically are sold at a premium price. But if you think about it down the road, the amount of medical bills people will experience because they have high cholesterol or things of that nature, dairy is full of those inflammatory molecules that will make you have clogged arteries, things like that, that are not good long term, which will ultimately become more expensive. So I will say that healthier food overall can be more expensive, but it's an investment in your future longevity and your health. So overall, I think it's more cost effective to buy the better ingredients, organic when possible, things like that. But I would say that the sour cream, for instance, it's at a very similar price point to the traditional, just like organic sour cream that you would find at the store.
Mhm. And to give me a little bit more on this here, because when we talk about having a dairy-free diet, balancing that out with everything else, vitamin D,
Hmm.
other things, how do we go about doing that?
Yeah, so a lot of dairy-free products are actually fortified with any vitamins that might be missing. But I found that working with my clients and everything, when we completely switch over to dairy-free, they find no like negatives to this lifestyle. So they don't even have to supplement anymore. Usually, once someone switches to dairy-free, they end up getting more fiber in general, more beautiful colored foods that go with it. When you switch over to a dairy-free diet, your lifestyle kind of changes with it. And with that, you'll find more, you'll be more awake, you'll sleep better, your workouts will be better, you'll have more energy, things like that. So I don't think that there's any nutrients that you're missing out on necessarily. The only thing that I would just caution people is make sure you're looking at the protein. Getting something like the Greek yogurt is going to be fantastic for making sure that your protein intake is up.
Yeah. And that protein is so critical because a lot of people do have that question about protein. So, what's the best way to really go
Hmm.
about dealing with the protein?
Yeah, with protein, I just suggest that you have as whole foods as possible, the clean meats, the lean ones. And then if you're going to do a dairy-free route, or if you don't want to do meat at all, I recommend using some products like the Greek yogurt that have pea protein in them to give you a little boost. And you won't even notice it if you use the Greek yogurt in your regular cooking. Like you can add a dollop to your pasta sauce, things like that. You won't even notice that it's in there. It's just a creamy element that you're adding.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about gluten for a moment because we talk about gluten and dairy. There's a lot of questions about what happens when it comes to digestive health and things of that matter. So, when we have a dairy-free diet, how does that go in correlation with, our health here?
Definitely. So our gut microbiome is super important for our overall health, our skin health, hair, nails, our energy levels, how our workouts go, even our mood. It plays such a big role in our whole lives and the way our body functions. So whenever you take the dairy out, I personally can't handle dairy myself, so I'm a perfect advocate for this lifestyle. But I know that my stomach hurts. It's not good for my skin. I end up breaking out a lot, things like that. And if you start to transition, maybe you start using cream cheese as the dairy free one instead of the traditional one, and maybe you start to notice some small changes, maybe a little bit of weight loss because it's lower calorie typically. Maybe you start to notice small changes, and the more and more you increase your dairy free intake, then you'll notice these differences pretty quickly, and it's great for your gut. You'll notice probably less bloating and things like that as well.
So, where do we go get some more information, Jane, if we are trying to find out more on this?
Yeah, definitely. So you can check out Kite Hill's line of dairy-free products on their website, kite-hill.com, along with all of these recipes that I have here.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We're gonna go to commercial, and in the process of commercial, if you just send me over the Belgian waffle with the fruit and all that, I think it was really good. We'll be all
Yep,
right.
on the way.
All right, Jane, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, and as she mentioned, if you want more information, go ahead and visit the website at kitehill.com, kite-hill.com. All righty, don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.